knows he is the Browns' 30th starting quarterback since 1999.
It doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound
Isn't
right.
that crazy?
Well, except for Cleveland, yes, it is crazy.
Well, it's not crazy when you know, but that's a lot. So anyway, he knows that he's being counted on to be the savior of Cleveland, and Swaggy B wants them to know that he's got you.
It comes with the territory. That's what I signed up for. I'm living my dream, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Without pressure, I don't think this would be very much fun. Without all the people watching and finding the joy in this game. I love this game. Without the competitive nature, I wouldn't enjoy it.
When a guy's a star, when I'm 4 days out from his game, and I cannot wait to watch Baker Mayfield. That's when you're a star in America. Like I've been doing this so long, I very rarely wake up in the morning, outside of Sunday during the fall, and think, I got to watch games. I'm thinking about Baker Mayfield. It's Wednesday. I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday till Sunday. I cannot wait to watch him play the Raiders.
I mean, just coming off such an
he's a star.
Amazing win, and he has that X factor for sure. I never understood this. Like, can he handle the pressure thing? Like, so much pressure. What are you playing professional sports for if you can't handle pressure and competition?
Yeah, he can handle that. He's fine with that part.
It's such a cliche thing to say. Like, there's a lot of pressure on him. Like, yeah, he's the number 1 overall draft pick. You think he just figured that out? He's gonna be all right. Also, Vegas has released their latest Super Bowl odds, and the Rams and Chiefs are on top. Surprise to no one. My undefeated Dolphins are not in the top 10, which is, a little bit disrespectful.
Boy, they still have New England third. Wow.
Yes.
That's all coaching quarterback. That's all that is. Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, this is all the teams.
That's the reputation. It's reputation odds.
This is who should be favored. This is all the teams up there are the ones that should be up there.
You think the Steelers are a bit low?
No, I think that's where Pittsburgh should be, right in the middle. If they weren't as dysfunctional, I would have Pittsburgh 3, but they lead the NFL in penalties by 9 penalties. There's just
so many penalties in that
brutal,
game. It was
brutal.
ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Finally, we all remember the Cavs win over the Lakers in December, and then LeBron covered his mouth with his jersey when he was talking to Lonzo. And when he was asked about it at the time, he didn't provide any details, but he's giving the details of that conversation now.
Well, the gist of it was, at the end of the day, no one can define who you are but yourself. When you're young, you get caught up in listening to what people say, what people thinking that you should be, people saying what your game should be. But at the end of the day, no one can define who you are besides yourself. And if you put in the work, you commit to the game, then the game will give back to you, and that's all it's about. So, Joe got a lot of talent. You could tell he loves the game. You could tell his teammates love playing with him. So he's going to be great for this franchise.
All right. I think it'll work.
I think it's going to work. The weirdest thing about this Lakers team, did anyone watch the NBA last year? Did everyone just forget who LeBron took to the finals?
Yeah. There are a lot of doubters.
Did something happen that I missed? It's LeBron James. He's going to make the Lakers significantly better.
Well, he's averaged, every team he goes to becomes 11 games better on average. That includes high school to the Cavs. So let's give him 11 games. They won 35. That would get you to 46. And do you believe, if you're an NBA fan, that Lonzo Kuzma will be better off their rookie years?
They added other pieces also. I mean, I know everyone thinks that this crew is like Bad News Bears or something. Like, these are legitimate veterans, and it's LeBron James. And I think you were right. People are overstating the West a lot. I think it's a reputation thing, and people are just fatigued with the Warriors being so dominant that they're just not paying attention to the actual landscape.
Well, I mean,
of the West.
let's be honest here. Golden State last year in the regular season mailed in weeks. At one point, Steve Kerr let a player coach. They lost by 40. They lost by 30 twice. They lost by 20 half a dozen times. So they won another championship. So, everybody's like, Golden State. The Lakers' biggest asset is when Golden State won, you're going to fight apathy. Golden State's not going to win 60 games. Golden State's going to win about 54. They're going to rest guys. So when Golden State won, that's the best reason for LeBron to go to the Lakers. Because now you've got a team that's got back-to-back titles. Kevin Durant's going to be a free agent. By the way, Kevin Durant and Steph have been hurt before. And also, Houston is a worse team defensively than last year. So don't get me wrong. The West is better than the East. But if the third best team in the East is now the Sixers, after the Celtics and Toronto, the Sixers, and the third best team is what in the West? Oklahoma City? That's a pretty even matchup. And I get Dario Saric, Ben Simmons, Fultz if he can play, and Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And you get Westbrook and Paul George. So if that's the third in each conference, there's
a lot that can happen over the course of the season too. I know that there's going to be there's going to be a lot of eyeballs obviously on it, but not necessarily expectations. I don't think they're going to win the championship this year, but you shouldn't be surprised if they make some noise. It is LeBron.
Right. Joy Taylor with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Line News.
By the way, my staff came up with something interesting. The 5 current Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the NFL right now are Breeze, Brady, Ben Rodgers, and Russell Wilson. So those are the 5 current guys. In my opinion, Breeze, automatic Hall of Fame, Brady, Ben Rodgers, and Russell Wilson. Is it a coincidence now that Breeze has an awful defense, Brady has no weapons on the outside, Wilson has the worst O-line in the league, Ben, an atrocious defense and dysfunction, and Rodgers, once again, has a weak roster? These should be the 5 favorites easily in the NFL. And right now, in fact, let me look at this again. Only New Orleans has a winning record, and they only have a winning record because of a coin flip against Atlanta. If Atlanta got that ball first in OT, Atlanta would have won because New Orleans can't stop anything. It's interesting. Is it a coincidence, or is it this? That when you get one of these Hall of Fame quarterbacks, consciously or subconsciously, teams save money elsewhere, think they can overcome other spots. Right now, the 5 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in this league all have a massive deficiency somewhere on the roster. There's no worse O-line than Seattle. And by the way, these are not things that are sudden. Again, Wilson's got a bad O-line. Again, Rodgers has a mad roster. Again, the Steelers have a poor defense. Again, Drew Brees, in the last 5 years, 3 times, an anemic defense. You know, it's not a coincidence to me. I think there's something to be said that when you have one of these all-time Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and you've been seeing it, they're all veterans, and they've all got major deficiency, and it's not just because you're paying them a lot, because Brady's taken pay cuts for years, and Aaron Rodgers' big contract doesn't kick in yet. So you can't just say, well, it's because they pay him a lot. Matt Ryan's making a lot of money. He's got a bunch of good players. So it is funny right now. The 5 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the NFL are all dealing at some point on a roster with a major deficiency. And you wonder, do we take advantage of them? It's like in life. If you're married to somebody and they're a clean freak and the house is always clean, you become more of a slob because you can be. We tend to take advantage of people when we can. It's just the way human nature is. But it is remarkable. These 5 Hall of Fame guys, one now has a winning record in a sport based on quarterback play. And these guys are all-time greats, and they're still amazing, and they're all running for their lives. They're having to score 40 to win. They don't have any weapons on the outside. Amazing. Coming up next, it may be the greatest snub in sports history. It's best for last, and it's right around the corner. 66% of men lose their hair by the age of 35. If you notice it, it could be too late. Thanks to science, though, baldness now can be optional. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness for men. These are well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions. Okay, it's not snake oil pills here. It's prescription solutions backed by science. So you just go online. There's no awkward in-person doctor visit. You go online. A few quick questions, you answer them. A doctor reviews it and then prescribes you products shipped directly to your door. And right now, for $5, you can try it out. It's a trial month. Go to the website. FOR4HIMS, 4hims. That's 4hims.com/Colin, 4hims.com/Colin. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Medical-grade solutions connected with real doctors. A big saving, time and money.
My car?